Hello everybody. Welcome to Tpull's Corner. I just wanted to remind everybody they have this new starter deck duel that you can do, and it's just taking out the different pre-made decks. Although I think they mixed up the Spellweaver deck. I think they added in some Phyrexian cards here, Serum Core Chimera. I don't think that was in there before. Yeah, you can choose any one of these pre-made decks and just go to town. And it's intended for starting players, but there's some rewards in a mystery cosmetic that you can get off of that too. So I wanted to remind you to do that. And I think they gave us these 5 jump-in tokens too, so make sure to use those. The deck tonight is kind of a sequel. It's called Doubletime Sagas. We did before we did Planeswalker Proliferate, and I felt kind of bad because it was going so slowly and we had server problems, and then I played it the next night and it did awesome. It did really great. And I won more than lost with it and everything. So if you're unsatisfied with the performance of that deck, leave me a comment and let me know. Or just drop me a message and tell me you want to see me play that deck again. Because the first time we had just like people scooping on us, and I got to show the deck a little bit, but they were really long drawn out games. Anyway, the original deck that I had done was Saga Proliferation. And that had Enchantment Sagas and Planeswalkers. So yesterday we did the Planeswalker Proliferate, where we had the Proliferate cards just with Planeswalkers, no Enchantment Sagas. So we split out the concepts. Today is Doubletime Sagas, where we have no Planeswalkers, just Proliferate cards, and Enchantment Sagas. And we're going to see how that does. So let me go through the deck first. Usually I know we go into a battle, but I wanted to show you those updates to the game, to the arena. Okay, one copy, Dreams of Steel and Oil. We can choose Artifact or Creature card, and we can actually exile something from the graveyard as well. So that's my one card for Graveyard Hate in case we need it. I've got one removal here, Eaten Alive, to exile a target creature or planeswalker. And if we don't have 5 mana, we can sacrifice a creature instead. Beginning the Enchantment Sagas, keep a Reckoner raid where each opponent loses life and you gain a life, and then you get a 2/2 creature with Menace. One Whisper of the Dross to get rid of a little 1/1 chump that we don't like till end of turn. Proliferate. This can be very valuable because there's a number of different 1/1 creatures. Blue has them, black has them, green has them. Every color has them where they can increase in toughness and power depending on what conditions are met next. So as an instant to get rid of that 1/1 before it becomes a problem, I always recommend having at least one of these things. Blight Belly Rat, Toxic 1, so we're starting with the poison, and when Blight Belly Rat dies, you proliferate. Drown an Ichor, target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn, and proliferate. So, like a 4 times the power of Whisper of the Dross, but a sorcery instead of an instant. And I think this is my only toxic card, so I'm not really keen on destroying them with poison. That might be a different later deck before I get around to doing poison decks. So we can do poison, but that's not necessarily the theme of the deck. This is really my only poison card. We have Life of Toshiro Umezawa. So again, for chapters 1 and 2, we'll probably try and get rid of any 1/1 creatures. Or if we have one of our creatures out, we'll pump them up for the 2/2. And other than that, it's gain 2 life. For the 3rd chapter, we get the Memory of Toshiro. You see to the right, a 2/3 creature. We've got one Scheming Aspirant, so whenever we do proliferate, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. I have one of Azusa's Many Journeys to maybe crank out a little bit extra land. For removal, we have 4 Terra Sunders. Since we're playing green and black, this is my preferred removal card. So together with that and Eaten Alive, that's really only 5 removal cards. And if you want to include Long Reach of Night, where each opponent would sacrifice a creature unless they discard a card, maybe we're up to 9 removal cards. So we're kind of light on the removal. However, we do have Unnatural Restoration, return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand and proliferate. And we have one Reckoner Bakebuster. This is my 61st card to do card draw. We have Jugan Defends the Temple to create a monk, then add counters to creatures, and then get the Dragon Spirit. And 4 copies of Story, we have an instant where we have different choices. We can only do one of these things. We can either put a couple of +1 counters on target creature you control, or put lore counters on target saga you control. And this is kind of like a targeted Enchantment Saga Proliferate kind of spell. couldn't resist putting that in there. We cover that, and then 4 copies of Besieger Reaches Skyward. So for the lands, it's a bit of a mix. We got some swamps and forests, 2 Besiege You, 1 Dross Pits for card draw, 1 Hunter Maze for card draw, and 1 Field of Ruin to destroy one of their special lands, and 1 Takenuma to get a creature back from our deck, from our graveyard. So that's the idea. And we're going to go in and we're going to play with the Doubletime Sagas and see how we do. So remember, as we wait for the server to respond, I love how, I don't think many people are playing Alchemy. I love how even though Standard's on top, it always defaults to Alchemy to try and get you to play Alchemy just by accident. Even by accident, they'll take it. Arena, stop trying to manipulate us. Just, you know what our default wants to be. The only way you couldn't is by willful ignorance. You guys, modern companies absorb all this data. They're constantly doing surveys. They're constantly analyzing player behavior on their platform. You know we don't want to play Alchemy. You know we want to default to Standard. Why do you default it to Alchemy? Somebody in the company wants to cook the books and make it seem like there's more interest in Alchemy than there really is. It's not that it's a bad format. I'm not against the idea of exploring the digital space and doing things that you can't do in Paper Magic. I think that's fine. But I think it's still kind of young. Do we get rid of that now? Yeah. If they're a mill-centric deck, we'll just limit what they're doing. I think I have a Jace already soon. Speak of the devil.
Emotions are distractions. Focus on the facts. Our plans are beyond your comprehension. Heal.
Besieger Reaches Skyward. Do you have counterspells? Yes, they do. And they're doing a proliferate kind of thing. Ouch.
You can be made to obey.
Okay, sacrifice a creature or discard a card. What do you want to do? I would think they'd get rid of the bulwark, but maybe they're okay with getting rid of a card. They had a second coastal bulwark, so it's more advantageous to get rid of the one in their hand as opposed to the bird in the bush, so to speak. I probably mangled that metaphor. They're decreasing the power of the flyer, which makes sense. And they're hitting me already. Get rid of founding the third path. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Surge Engine. And we gotta do something here, right? So we play this, and we get rid of the coastal bulwark with a -1/-1. They just have yet another creature. There go 2 more of my Besieger Reaches Skyward. That's 3 down. And he's going to be able to mill me pretty quick.
Your comprehension.
All we did was get land. So I can go ahead and do a +2. And I can pay 5? That works kind of good.
This won't affect our greater plans.
Now, did he just give up the ghost and mill me for half my deck? Yes, he does.
In time, all will I pull one thread, and your entire mind unravels.
What is good for me to go get that's a permanent in here? All that I can think of is to go back and get Besieger again.
For the sake of Phyrexia, I will keep watch. The data requires scrutiny.
Alright. Pay for 6. Auto pay. Thank you, Remnant of a Rising Star. We go over the head and hit him. We go with Menace and hit Jace. 2 Jaces down. 9 points.
None of this calculates.
Proliferate doesn't help them any right now. Modern Age. Okay. What are you going to throw away? Throw away Teresian Mindbreaker. Okay. What do we want to do? I feel like I should keep Terra Sunder for Teresian Mindbreaker in case they get it. It only cost 4 for Unearth. So let's just go ahead and attack. It changes from a 5 to a 10, so 12 points of damage. And that's all we're going to do. They have to summon that before it attacks. They don't have enough to bring them both out. So yeah, you can bring that out. Are you going to do anything else? Arito Sentinel. Okay, so that's perfect timing for us. I don't need to kick that even, right? Because it's an artifact. So I can just do this. Exile it. Go ahead and mill me for 3. I still have 15 cards! And in the meantime, I can put 2 counters on my flyer. And they knew I had flying and they couldn't stop me, and we win our first match. Whew! I was worried. Let's go do another one. The Sagas came through. I'm not sure we did too much with proliferation there. That looks ugly. But I do have a 1 mana and a 2 mana play. Yippers. Zero. That was going to turn into a 2/2 in the very next turn, wasn't it? We shall see. I'm going to hold on to that in case they have another 1/1 coming up. I don't want to telegraph everything too much. I don't have a lot I can do here right now. They decided to give me a couple of greens. Perfect. Now I'm just hoping they don't have protection for it. Let's go ahead and try the Saga. Take out the second little 1/1 creature. This seems like a skitter fact, huh? I have my green. Let's just gain 2 life. And drown in Ichor. And we get to proliferate our Saga and speed up the process a tiny bit. That's called gaining tempo. Just need 1 more land. Perfect. Procedure reaches skyward. Thin land out of the deck. Oh, I've already got... Maybe I should have more basic forests. I have that many... I have so many besieges in there. I'm already going to go through them all. Burn through more than I can get with just the first 2 of them. This is a little bit different. Usually we get our special lands first. Here we got all basic lands for the first time. It's a little weird. Oh, and I can make good on Suzu's many journeys. You can play an extra land. Go get another Besieger. And we're out of force already. And we attack. My opponent's got just as much land as I do. They should start to have some more expensive spells at some point. There we go, there's an expensive spell. 5/5 in Vigilance. Doesn't beat our 6/6. We can play the land. That's not an enchantment. Let's go ahead and do Long Reach of Night. They should want to discard something. They have a second one. Okay. Okay, let's do this. That has Vigilance. Shoot. Alright, that's all we're going to do. Which one do you get rid of? Do you get rid of the Besieger? Ancestral Anger. That only gives it 1 strength. Do you have another one? They do! How about that? That's enough to... Oh, hello. They can't waste that, can they? You know what? It's got Trample. If they had a fight spell, they would have used it. Do they want to just destroy that particular tree branch now? Joke's on them. I was going to let them through. I was going to let you through anyway. Okay, we get another tree branch. We get Likeness of the Seer. And you have to decide for creature or discard your card. And they get rid of Rebel Salvo, because 5 points is enough to take away Rants of Besieger. And then we go with this. And... Alright. I'll go ahead and exile it. You need 1 card to save them all, or... Oh, it's a land! That was fun for me. Good focus on getting the Enchantment Sagas out. Let's go ahead and get at least one more basic forest in there. And I can make do with one less tap land that's double, right? So we'll go ahead and get rid of... Hang on, let me add forest there. And what do we want to get rid of? I guess a Deathcap Glade. We should have enough black mana sources in the deck. We should be okay. One more, one more, one more. Let's go, let's go, let's go! So yeah, I did the one, I did the concept originally with doing proliferate spells with both Enchantment Sagas and Planeswalkers, and I had a good balance of both, of sort of all three types of cards. And I usually do that where I get a concept and I mash them up, where I thought of proliferate and I thought of Enchantment Sagas and I thought of Planeswalkers, and it's like I'm not going to do one, I can do both. So I did both, and it was a fun deck, and it's a good deck. But then I thought, let's split the concepts apart. Let's do Planeswalkers with proliferate, and let's do Enchantment Sagas with proliferate. And it worked out pretty well. And here we have a double strike, and double strike is gross. So we'll just get rid of that now, and we get to proliferate on our Enchantment Saga. And so we moved up in time, and I get my 2/2 out quicker than they expected. You just have another double striker. And I missed a land drop, and Field of Ruin doesn't help me any. So I'm stuck on defense. I'm hoping they put out an artifact. No, they put out a legendary creature instead, on curve. On curve, mythic rare legendary Phyrexian Horror. Horror. I hope he's willing to just... No, he's not even willing to attack with that. We're done. Cards like this are why I have Terra Sunder. Legendary artifact creature. Another target. Gross. Another target will gain hexproof. They get 4 mites. They do nothing. I kind of have to do this, right? Stupid Skrelv. They could make Mondrak hexproof. I need to get rid of the Skrelv to get at Mondrak. They had pretty much a perfect opening. This fits in, if you're new, this fits in with my theory regarding Phyrexian cards. What do we do? Whenever we go up against the new Phyrexian poison decks, we are automatically going to lose because they will get exactly what they need. I've been saying this for more than a month. It's been borne out. I'm not just making stuff up. It's literally every time that I go to play these guys. That's what happens. Alright, let's try a Long Reach of Night. They might be willing to give up one of their 1/1 chump blockers at least. Missed a land drop, so can't do anything else. You just kind of got to hope they don't have something that creates more tokens at this point. No, they just increase the power of everything. Yeah. Oh, they got first strike too. As long as it's your turn to get first strike, right? I don't really have a board wipe for this deck. I'm gonna die in 2 turns. And notice they got more land than I did already. Through all of this. You spent a long time thinking about that. Like, that was really that hard a choice? Here, have another one. Like, why was that a choice when you already had one on the field? They do like their last card. Whatever that is. I'm gonna do like oh, it's another equipment. What I kind of needed was like 3 more Terra Sunders. That might have helped me a little. Look at all that. I've got 1 blocker. And we can get rid of Mondrak. Yes, sacrifice a couple and make them indestructible, please. Yes, sacrifice 2. Yes, that was a misplay. It doesn't stop you. We proliferate on long reach at night, so we get 2 blockers. They're both 0/4. And we go back and get the only permanent that's in our graveyard. And we die. Because no matter what was going to happen, we were going to die. Because it's going up against Phyrexian Poison. And Arena has rigged the deck. As if Poison wasn't a broken mechanic enough as it is with the way they've introduced all these new good cards. A betrayal of all we hold dear, of everything that's been told to us about Poison before. Do you really think Poison needs the extra help? But they still get more land than we do. They get an on-curve mythic rare. Oh yeah, we'll beat those decks easy, sure. But I'm not bitter. Alright, we won a couple times, then we get punished. We are holding true with basically your everyday, daily experience on Magic the Gathering Arena. We're a free-to-play account. We don't give them any money. I gave them thousands of dollars buying paper cards for several years. They should know that. They should give me some goodwill. And I took out a black mana source and added in an extra green, an extra basic forest. And this is what they do to us. And it's Phyrexian again. Just 2 in a row. No creatures. No green. A green for Terra Sunder, I could get rid of Skrell's Hive right away. They already got the Skrell Defector Knight out. Oh, and Venerated Rock Priest. So I will probably last even less time than before. One more turn, and they still never gave me green mana. Again, you already saw the last match against Phyrexian Poison, right? You guys saw that, right? Let's see what we get. A land. Yeah, there's no matter what we do, we die. They don't need to starve me on mana. They don't need to only give me 1 mana color and leave out the other mana color. They're already gonna whoop my butt. they're already going to beat me in a few turns. You don't need to artificially bias the scales against me by restricting my land draw, or by restricting it so I don't get my second needed color until it's way too late. Everybody sees what you're doing. Yes, the players playing with your new expansion are having fun. There. 2 in a row for Phyrexian Poison. Not even a ghost of a chance. Can we have anything else? When I make my poison deck, I better win all the time. I'm telling you right now. We're going up against Team Evil. Well, we better win on this one, huh? 2 Besieger reaches skyward. Already got 2 of the basic for us. There's a break in the algorithm. For the longest time, no matter what, I would have just oodles and oodles of my special land show up at the very beginning all the time. Maybe it's because this time I did, because I knew I had something like Besieger Reaches Skyward, that I went ahead and put in a few more basic lands. I probably have more special lands usually in my other decks, because I play 2, 3, 4 colors. So maybe that's part of it. This will get us our swamp. And then we'll be off to the races. All we really need is 1 swamp. Steve Veteran. Long Reach of Night. They'll probably discard a card. They throw away Platoon Dispenser. Okay. They could unearth it right now if they wanted to. They put it on Siege Veteran to get the benefit. Do you get rid of a 1/1 or discard another card? Down an Ichor. Submit. We proliferate. We get our creature out as a blocker right away. And we're about to use Dreams of Steel and Oil to get rid of Platoon Dispenser. Okay. They can attack unafraid. But at least I have, because of proliferation, I have my blocker out early. Alright, Dreams of Steel and Oil. Artifact or creature. I think the flyer we'll get rid of. And we'll get rid of the Platoon Dispenser. And then we'll go get Besieger Reaches Skyward and get some more lands. Pass the turn. We're just up against normal old boring Azorius soldiers. They're going to put out their Argivian Phalanx. And we have 1 mystery card left. And we block who we can. And do we need to get... I'm gonna... Let's see. They don't have any draw cards out yet. I'm gonna submit 0. I'm gonna say we don't need that land. So what do I do against these guys? Let's do another one of these. That's it. This could be a mistake. Yeah, they do get another creature out, which is not good. Oh, that's exactly the one that buffs them up +1. That is... Oh, that's exactly lethal now, isn't it? So I was supposed to know that somehow they would magically get the one creature that would pump all of them up. That was a top deck. Alright, one more. I guess we could chalk that up to a misplay on my part. I was supposed to use Story Weave on the Besieger to get a blocker out. I was greedy. I didn't want to lose value. I wanted to maximize everything. I should have realized I was just too close to dead. I'll take the blame for that one. Learn from my mistakes, viewing audience. Don't be greedy. If you're in trouble, get your creatures out. So, do we hold our ammo to take care of a 1/1, or do you think we'll have time? Let's go on the offense right away. It works. We'll do it again. Now we can do Life of Toshiro Umezawa. Let's see, that's a Ward 2. Okay, that still works. I can't do Toshiro Umezawa, but I can do this already, because I can pay for it. And they're not going to expect this. I got something to take care of a 1/1, and we proliferate on our Enchantment Saga as well, and we get both of them out early. Well, one of them out early. The other one's out on time, right? Now, they could easily have a board wipe. Or just a lightning strike. They probably intended that for my face, so this is probably a good thing. Let's pump this guy up by 2. Blammo. They know they can't put out a 1/1, or they should. They should know not to. And if they have removal, then all we're left with is gaining 2 life off of that. They use another lightning strike, which is good. They have got a lot of extra cards. Just now noticing that. Eaten Alive won't help me against Reinforced Ronin. But Besiege you will. So we'll gain 2 life. Put down our last land. Wait for them to play the Ronin. Urabrath's Forge. Okay, Urabrath's Forge is more important, I think. Yeah? Longer term, that's a much bigger threat. I'm going to create the Phyrexian Horrors, and then it just keeps on adding oil counters and getting more power. It's like the Skeletal Swarm deck. Okay, they might have removal, but if not, we do have somebody to block against the Ronin for a turn or 2. We're already out of ammo. They destroyed everything we have. What do you got? We've got Obliterating Bolt. After all that, they're the ones down to 12 right now. I'm not too keen on Lizard Blades. Let's force the choice. Sacrifice or discard? What are you going to do? They throw away Sticky Fingers. Okay, I guess that makes sense out of everything they could have done. Blitz Automaton. They maximized value, didn't they? 8 points in one turn. Discard your card. You're not sacrificing the automaton. I know you're not. Okay. I knew you wouldn't. Alright. Target you, get rid of you. You get one more hit, and then we get a blocker again. Ouch! That's bad timing. That's really bad. What is it with the top deck saving everybody? Okay, it might be okay. Let's see if I can do it right this time. Get the basic forest. We get the last two we got. Put one down. Story Weave. Choose one. Lore counters on the saga. We go from 1 to 3. We go ahead and put Besiege You up on top. And we get a 9/9 blocker. Yes. Now they have to top deck direct damage. Mech Titan Core, why would you put that in your deck? Because you've got all these artifacts? That is... Well, they came across 4 artifacts already. If they'd have kept all those around, they would have been able to activate the Mech Titan Core, but maybe that's why the deck is not a regular tight 60 card mono red burn deck. They're trying to get fancy with us so they can get a 10/10 lifelink haste vigilance trample flyer. I admire your ambition, but I think we got you beat. You can do 1 point of damage, right? One point of damage from you. I block you, and I block you there. You lose Lizard Blades. Play the final land there. And that's it. Equal damage. 13 points in one turn. You still gotta feel sorry for mono red sometimes. Alright, we'll leave it there. Let's go ahead and look at the deck one more time. There is a way that I could modify the deck a little bit if I wanted to perhaps have half a chance against Phyrexian Poison. If I stop ignoring the meta environment, let's go ahead and, since we have, let's show you, we didn't show you this yet. Come Okay, so just 3 creatures, 34 non-creatures, but we have so many enchantment sagas. We have 16 sagas, so pretty much all of those turn into creatures. So we've actually got closer to 20 creatures if you also count the Reckoner Bakebuster. So it's a little bit better than it seems at face value. Okay, it's a relatively cheap deck, only 2.4. What I will do is I will get rid of 1 Story Weave as a concession, even though I love it when I have my concept cards and I'm able to do 4 of. But let's go ahead and go get one copy of Malicious Malfunction that does -2/-2 to everybody. If we get that on turn 3, that'll actually help us a lot against all the 1/1 and 2/2 poison decks and even the soldier decks. We would just need to get it at the right time. And that's not guaranteeing anything, but it's just one more chance of something that we didn't have a chance of before. So I'll take that out for a spin maybe. But that's the idea, that's the concept. The sagas worked pretty well. I'm not sure if I have enough proliferate in here. I think maybe I do. The Story Weave works is kind of a better, like a double time proliferation, and that's kind of why I called it Doubletime Sagas. So I don't know. I kind of like it. I think I want to play around with it some more. But let me know in the comments what you think so far. And with that, remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.